What's up, everybody? This is Jay from Volunteer Garage, and on this episode we went to my buddy Johnny's house just hanging out, and he happened to have a Mazda Rotary engine sitting there, and we got him to explain to us how it works, how everything works about it. He worked for Mazda for a long time. He knows the Rotary engine inside and out. He knows all the Mazda stuff inside and out, but he went over the Mazda Rotary engine for us, showed us how it all. I got it all on video. Really neat stuff. Hope you guys enjoy it. If you've never seen the inside of a Rotary engine and how it works, this is the episode for you. But I hope you guys enjoy it. Like, subscribe, comment, do what you got to do. Enjoy the show. You over that? A Rotary engine.
Takes to school.
Yeah, take me to school. I only had one of these apart once.
Let me turn it around. There's an eccentric shaft. Goes, it's almost like a giant camshaft. And there's a stationary gear that sits on here. So the way this works, it actually wobbles inside here. It doesn't spin. So it does this little stroke like this. And without the eccentric shaft, it's hard to tell. So it's a 3-to-1 engine, so it doesn't really rev high. I know that's the whole conception.
Yeah.
It revs high. This thing, it revs a third of what RPM says on
You can
on
see
the tach.
it's flat right there.
This one here died a good death.
Oh, I imagine.
It was about 12,000 on the tach, so it was
wow.
3,000 RPMs when it died. That's all they rev. The only problem with the engine is why everybody calls it a bad engine. It's not a bad engine. These are oil injectors. Most schoolgirls own these. And it was automatic, so when they turn it off, this pocket would fill up with carbon. When you go to start it, load it up, and it flooded. So of course, once it floods, it just carbons up the side of the apex and it kills it.
Huh.
So when they redesign it, the apex seals were carbon coated, so that actually the carbon fall off of it. And after that, we had no problems after that. That was the last generation of them. And it worked very well.
I've always liked the RX.
They're not bad.
I mean, the Rotary engines. I thought they were cool. I mean, it's neat.
They are neat. They're different. But the way if you look at in the video how it actually works, how it spins, you think, how the hell does that work?
Who designed that?
Yeah, because it actually,
Yeah.
So it does this little, when it sweeps right here and it comes in like this, right there it does compression,
Yeah.
and then it does exhaust, all in the same stroke. And that's how it keeps spinning it.
So are these kind of like a combustion
That's a
chamber?
combustion, that's what it is.
I mean, so what happens when they lose compression and you do that transmission fluid?
It knocks all
Gets the carbon out?
Yeah,
Okay.
knocks the carbon loose. Of course, it's like an old school Chevrolet engine. Once you wash they say wash the flood the cylinder out.
Yeah.
It smooths up so much you can't get compression.
Yeah.
When you put the transmission fluid in, I mean it gets on there where it sweeps it, and it's what makes a difference. But I have some special stuff that Mazda isn't selling anymore that I kept. It's called Zoom Zoom. It's actually Zoom Zoom cleaner. It'll eat paint off a car, but you spray it in the
Oil injection.
well, when you put the intakes on it, it's got the two housings.
Yeah.
It's got ports on it, vacuum ports. You spray it in there, it gets in here and it foams everything inside here. And when you spin it, you can actually hear it trying to hit. And once it hits, it burns. You're not supposed to get around the exhaust. It'll kill you. It's bad. It's horrible. But it knocks all that carbon off of there. That's actually the
So it says Seafoam who?
Exactly. And it says, as far as that's the preliminary before you order an engine from Mazda, like we did all those Rotary engines.
Do that cleaning.
You gotta do the cleaning first, see how it works. If it runs and starts back up, then it's okay. Yeah.
So when they machine a cylinder on one of these, what is the Bridgeport?
Bridgeport, there's a kid, Joshua was his name. He's an idiot. He works for us. In between here is, of course, another plate. It's flush. That's where the actual rotor rides on, and you got the other rotor over here. To get the exhaust to come out, there's chambers. It's kind of all set like this, and it runs through.
Yeah.
And it's supposed to come out the one side,
Yeah.
the old style. On this one here, it actually has 2 chambers here and 2 chambers here. So when it goes in, it kind of flows around and then comes back out. And that's why these
For velocity or something?
just to get it, it's got to have something to hold it back to make it run, and that's the only way they can get it. When they Bridgeport it, they actually cut those out the center of the other ones. But the guy, the Renesis engine, so the guy that built the renowned car, Mazda won a in 2002 or 3. I don't think it was think it was either 03, 2003. It might between 02 and 04. Mazda won Le Mans.
Okay.
The only Japanese car that ever won Le Mans was a renowned car. It was a 3-rotor. You know, get on the internet, look it up, and watch him do a test lap. They won Le Mans, of course. It's 3-rotor. The guy that designed that is my teacher from Mazda.
Wow.
Yeah, so parts of that car is actually in there, you know, just for looking at and stuff. But he designed the engine to make it work in here. Went up to Bristol to do tests. They told him they had to go backwards. I guess whatever track is, what's the NASCAR track or something in Bristol?
Bristol Motor Speedway.
He told them they had to go backwards because it was too loud to go the other way. It was echoing off the window, shaking the windows.
God.
Yeah, it's that loud. It's ridiculous. But I can tell you this, and this is a proof of. I wish I had one. Oh, it's a cocaine. You get the guys. I wish I had their center houses. The guys that talking about port and polish and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
The renowned car, you can actually the center port you can take and stick a Coke can in the center port of it.
God.
This car here, if it was here, this is the size of the port factory, something like this.
Yeah.
That's what it is, factory. Can you imagine
A
that?
Coke can, the size of a Coke can.
Can you imagine how loud that was?
Yeah.
That's insane. And it don't sound like an engine. You know that it's
Yeah.
it's 6 by 632 CM3 or something like that. That's what it's crazy. It's small.
That's.
You can actually have that if you want. If you want it. Because I got the one upstairs that I cleaned.
Oh yeah, you have that one up there.
Yeah, I keep one, so
That'd be a cool display to have.
that's why. Yeah, I kept because everybody thinks this high rev and rotary engine does all this. It doesn't really rev that high.
No.
The renowned car revs 6,000 RPMs.
And they.
Which is about double what
Well, he did. It's 1/3. I think he was turning about 18,000 in the race.
So there you have it. That's the inside of a rotary engine. That is basically it.
That's it.
I mean, really, that's it.
It's and the 2 locks that go on the end, and it literally, the way it works is you know, that lock that sits on the end, and it looks like a ginormous camshaft. What it looks like with this rising here. It actually does this whole
Yeah.
like this around. It does this little wobble thing. It don't spin.
That's weird.
It is. It really is.
Who thought of this?
A German.
It's a cool idea, though.
The German thought of it. You know, they call it the Wankel. His actually
Wankel rotary
His
engine.
name was Wankel. I don't know where the kids.
Sphincter?
I don't know where they got Wankel, but his actual name was Wankel.
That's a cool idea, though. I mean,
Well,
different.
They tried on airplane. It didn't work on airplane.
Yeah, I wonder why.
That's when he went to built it on. He put it on a generator. It worked on a generator and put it on a motorcycle. So now you see those little rotary engine motorcycles. They actually produced them. The one rotor did very well. Did good on a generator. Not so good in an airplane.
Wow.
It didn't like altitude. Didn't like altitude. But yeah, there's not a lot of
That is cool.
souping up to do on this.
No.
It's just kind of one of
It
those.
is what it is.
It's what it is.
It's just kind of like a 2-stroke. Just pour it a little bit
That's
and go.
about what it is, yeah.
Pour it and go, son.
That's-
Exhaust and the intake.
So your ports are in the plates that go in between.
They actually have you'll have a center section. Then you have another housing here. On the end of that housing, it looks like this housing, but it's the front of the engine.
Okay.
And then you'll actually have that same housing on the back.
Okay.
So when the housing is off, this is pieces that actually go in that lock these in. So the gas comes in the center here and it runs in and comes up here and goes into this one.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
kind of how it works.
It's just
Okay.
it's like a 2-stroke, really, with the reed valves.
Without reed valves, about what it's like.
Okay.
And then of course when it spins, the housing has exhaust ports down here and here. So as it does this little thing, when it comes back around, it shoots out the side and then out this way. So when you're hearing the exhaust in this thing, you're literally hearing it from where it combusts to there. I mean, it's all your water right here.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So when it's
I'm
all
trying to
together,
remember.
this water ports. The only way it does is when it comes around here and it sucks it in through here, it compresses. Of course, it's already coming out, and then it's out this side.
Okay. I haven't. That was in 2006 when we took, or 8.
Smooth running.
Yeah. When we took it apart, that's been a while. So
When I say smooth running, you don't know the damn thing's running. That's how smooth they are. There's no rotation. There's not really
It's wobbling.
well, yeah, the eccentric shaft. I mean, it's the only thing moving,
your triangle's moving.
and that's it. Of course, Justin Hastings. They call them Dorito machines.
Dorito machine.
He hates it. But
So this is how it's oiled then.
that is.
Yeah. Oil
So
and
is there anything oil in the eccentric shaft?
There is. It has. I don't know exactly how much it burns when it runs through the eccentric shaft. The eccentric shaft's hollow. And
Okay.
it has a check valve inside of it. It looks like a spring-loaded regulator, like on a compressor.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it looks like. And when the oil goes through and it builds enough, it actually, it'll hold it back. And then once it gets, I know it sounds crazy, pushes through, holds it back until it gets back here. And then once that's enough, it'll let it release.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when it runs through here, it runs in and it runs back out. Inside. It never leaves the rotor. So all it does is lube. It just lubes this. That's it. Nothing goes inside of it.
That's
So
cool.
when these kids take these out and mix two-stroke oil, I just want to slap them. Because that's not how this works.
But they saw it on the internet, and
They saw on the internet, exactly. YouTube says you mix two-stroke oil. Okay, go ahead.
that forum he's on showed him the complete rotary engine,
That's it.
That's it.
ready to drop in and go. Is it brand new, rebuilt?
No, this is a remanufactured.
Reman, oh, well, reman. So
In this ring, I'll show you how it works now.
Oh, I see.
So here's your exhaust at the bottom.
Okay.
This is your. This is actually called the OCD valve. What
it's
it
in the
does is, if you look at the intake, it's a high power engine they call it. Intake's got this funky looking little curve to it, and it's got these valves in there, about that long, and they're hollowed on the inside. So as you go accelerate over 4,200 RPMs, it actually turns and opens up another runner. So it forces air in into both of them. A little bit of air comes in here, not a whole lot, as you can imagine. It's a small hole.
Yeah.
Imagine the size of a Coke can. Isn't that crazy?
yeah.
Oh my God.
How the hell they bore them out that much?
Well, they manufactured everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
That's just the center section I was talking about. And here's the exhaust. So when it comes out, it blows out, out of that. Of course, got a little header on it. But front cover, this center section, front rear, it's actually an oil pump. That's your oil pump stuff.
On the front.
Yeah. This here is torqued to
Flywheel.
there's a locking tool. It's actually hanging up in there. The locking tool locks it to the bench and the flywheel. This torques to 480 foot-pounds.
God almighty, how do you do that?
Oh, it's just, I got the wrench here.
Oh, that's right. You said you had the ring.
It's a Mazda tool. It's about that long. It's got the socket on it, and it's like ridiculous. Yeah.
How many sockets have you broke doing
None.
that? None?
No,
Wow, that's a lot of torque.
it's their tool.
Yeah.
450 or 480, I can't remember. It's up
How
there.
much do you think that weighs?
230 pounds with the whole thing weighs.
That's it.
That's it. 230.
That's crazy.
It's called the 13B, 1.3 liter.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
With the 13B engine.
That's cool. And that's
Yeah.
for sale?
Yeah, it's for sale. It's for sale. Just to show you.
Oh my God.
I mean, there's not a lot there. I mean, you can.
So you can picture that at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it's well, you hear that little.
Yeah,
And that's just turning like that.
it's nothing.
Yeah. Imagine that thing at at 12, 14,000.
Just spooled out, ready to go.
Yeah,
Echoing.
It's good. I mean, it's I don't know why I changed it. It has low compression, but all these have low compression anyways.
Yeah.
No big deal. But of course, Mazda's specification is if it's below 7.0 kPa, change it. So we did.
What was it at? Like 6.5?
It takes 3 measurements because
Yeah.
each chamber. I think the back one was in 5.5 to about 6.1.
Oh, that's
range.
that's not low at all.
It ran when it came in. He found a couple plugs out. That's why we checked it.
Squirt a little bit of that Zoom juice in
Well,
it.
that's why it's like you hear the compression in it now.
Yeah.
Because I zoomed it.
Oh, did you? Okay. I was about to
Never brought it
say.
home.
Put you some Zoom in it.
They're actually not calling back for them anymore.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't make them. I mean, the rotary, the R&D rotary department in Hiroshima
Yeah.
is depleted now. It's no more.
Really? I didn't know
So
that.
There's nothing no more on rotary.
I did not know that.
That's all gone.
Mm.
They canceled the program and everything.
Man.
No, these are low emissions, weren't they?
Well, that was the problem. It's trying to be.
Trying to be. Okay.
and it'll come out the last generation.
And that's why they depleted it.
RX-8, yeah, they did a lot better setup. 2 oiling pumps. They actually call them metering oiling pumps. 2 oiling pumps, 6 injectors, oil injectors, and it had 6 fuel injectors. Oh, it had 8 fuel injectors. This one has 6 fuel injectors. And it run a whole lot more efficient. These things only get about 13, 15 miles an hour. They don't get,
Yeah.
they're not that great.
No.
They get better fuel economy wide open. They can do that.
Yeah. That's what they were designed for.
Yeah,